You know, if it wasn't for my animals and maybe a bit of ice fishing here and there in the wintertime, I probably wouldn't go outside at all winter. I just stay in the house and do the things I enjoy doing, cooking, making these videos. And speaking of making these videos, got myself a new high definition digital camera. This is my first time using it for a Simple Chef video, and as you'll see in the video, I'm not quite used to it yet, the settings, and kind of cut part of my head off through a lot of the video, but just ignore that and enjoy the video and the recipe, and I'll promise you that the next video will be a little more professional looking. Have you ever walked into the grocery store, into the frozen food section, and seen these packages of pre-made pierogies frozen in there? You thought, boy, I really love pierogies, but I don't really know how to cook them. The directions are pretty simple. It just says boil them and then fry them. Serve them with sour cream. You can make something that's a little more to it than that. You can, in fact, make something that's actually a whole meal just out of the pierogies themselves. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow the instructions and boil these first. If they're thawed out, boil them for 5 minutes. And if they're still frozen like this, boil them for about 10 minutes. The thing is, I use a big pot with lots of boiling water. Put them in there slowly and keep the water moving so they don't stick to each other and they don't stick to the bottom of the pot. There's several different flavors of pierogies you can buy. These ones are the potato and cheddar, which I personally like the best, and we're going to cook them up with bacon in with the sour cream and stuff. So what you want to do is take a pound of bacon and dice it all up nice and fine and then fry it up. I find that when preparing bacon and you want to slice it up nice and thin, best thing to do is get it while it's still almost completely frozen. Get a nice sharp knife, good stout knife, cut it up. That's the best way to do it. Now, in order to cut down on the amount of pots and pans this dish would normally take, I'm going to use a big pot to boil the pierogies, and I'm going to do everything else in a big deep wok. Now, you can use any large frying pan or skillet. This makes things a little easier, I think. We're just going to put all the bacon in there and fry it up nice and brown, crispy, however you like your bacon. Fry it up, and then we'll get back to it. Okay, we've boiled our pierogies. All we're going to do is drop them in a strainer in the sink, drain them, and then we just got to fry them up and add some goodies. Remove the bacon grease from the pan, and a couple of tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, stuff that's good for you. If you're cooking a whole batch of these, you might want to cook half of them first, put them aside, cook the other half, brown them up, and then add them back in again once you start adding in your final ingredients. We're just browning these up lightly, both sides, on a medium heat. Once your pierogies are all back in the pan and nicely fried up golden brown like that, it's when you add the rest of your goodies to it. Now, the simplest way to do things, add some sour cream, about half of one of these tubs, and your bacon. Put it in there, put it back on the stove, heat it up, cook it up, serve it up right away. Like I said earlier, you can do almost anything to this. You could add broccoli into this, you could add canned peas or frozen peas into this to make the meal more complete, or you can just serve your veggies on the side like I'm going to do tonight. But tonight I'm going to add some canned mushrooms and some chopped up garlic And then we'll get back to this. Oh, I think I'll add some green onions too. Once we're sure that the ingredients we've added in here have heated up sufficiently and sauteed through a little bit, now it's time to add in that bacon we cooked up. And stir it in as well and let it heat back up. Right, now the very last thing we're going to do with this is add in the sour cream. About half one of these tubs should be enough. Turn off your heat. Start mixing this all in. You can even serve this with a little extra sour cream in a bowl on the table if you like. There. Wasn't that simple?